So my videos are rough, straight to the point, unedited. I might put some clips together, because I'll record a part here and there, but it's mostly unedited. And I do that for a reason. I'm not looking for the types that want things looking pretty and shiny. I'm looking for the people that are tired of where they are. They just had enough, right? They just need an idea, a strategy that they can do with the budget that they have and just start working towards. Okay? So that's who I'm talking to right now. And I think there's a group out there that they don't care. It could be black and white with I don't even have a microphone, but I am giving you information that I've been working on for a while, a strategy, and I'm not selling it. I'm putting it out there for anyone that wants to listen, anyone that wants to try it. All right, it does not hurt anybody to experiment or stop if it's not working for you. Okay, and that strategy, I just named it the grind and shine, the grind to shine strategy. Okay, because it's a grind. It's a grind because you're not starting with a big nest egg that you can invest with. You're just starting with $5 here or there. $5 a day is a goal, but if it's $5 a week, you got to get in where you fit in. You got to start where you need to start. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through some steps of what this strategy is. So for one, first step, you got to start with a why. You got to start with, what is your reason? What is your why? Because that's going to be all the drive, all the energy, all the emotion on why you need to do this, okay? Because if you don't have a why, then you don't have enough pain that you want to change in your life. So it was no point in even going forward if you don't have a reason that you want to change in your life, okay? It could be as big as helping your family, or as small as wanting to go on a vacation finally. It's been a long time, right? So that is your why. And your why is usually a who, whether it be your son, your daughter, your husband, your wife, your family, your friends, your community, your church, whoever it is, whoever the group is, that you want to just help in your own way, at your own pace, at your own plan. All right, so that leads us into step two. Step two is creating a goal. You have to put a number on it. What do you want? Okay, I'm gonna mash in two together. You have to set a goal and a time frame. So I always say long term. Okay, long term, you gotta think long term, because we're starting with change, with a very low amount. It's gonna take some years to generate something that's gonna make an impact. So, and retirement is a really good why. It's a really good goal. So think about in those terms. That could be 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. I don't know how. It depends on when you want to retire. Some people retire early. Some people are retiring late. Some people can't retire because they just never thought to put something to the side and let it grow. That way they can lean on it when it's time to retire. So your goal of how much you need to retire, or whatever the plan is, it could be that trip like I mentioned. It's still you're gonna have to put a dollar amount that can change and probably will change, because you always got to reassess. But a dollar amount and a time frame. All right, and then step three. Step three is to choose your. Okay, so these are interchangeable. That's why I paused. We're gonna start with the grind. Okay, choose your grind. So I'm choosing DoorDash, in all of the gig apps. You might choose Upwork, you might choose Fiverr, you might choose a second job, you might choose babysitting, dog walking. They got dog poop cleanup businesses that make good money. Whatever it is, that's not my business. That's yours. I'm just showing you what I chose, and that's what I show you on a daily to motivate you to do what you chose. So you got to put a little time in to figure out what feels right for you with your time frame, with the amount of time that you have available, and then put that in place. So now that you have your vehicle, we'll call it a vehicle to earn that side money, that side gig money. Now you have to do step 4 is to choose your investment. Again, that's up to you. This is a channel where we talk about investing, but I don't give anybody financial advice. I just can kind of tell you about some apps that are out there to get the wheels turning, and then you can do some research and figure out what fits you. So that would be like E-Trade, Robinhood, Fidelity, Schwab bank account. That could be M1 Finance. That could be Coinbase, Crypto.com. All of these different financial apps. You won't run out of them. There's a lot of them. Choose you one or two of those, right? Because I don't like to put all my eggs in one basket. And you have to be careful because these type of entities do have issues sometimes. So you got to be on top of it. You can't just choose something and never think about it. You always have to be on top of it. Make sure they are in good standings. Make sure they don't have any issues. So you want to definitely choose something that you feel strongly about. All right, so we at step 4. You done chose your investment vehicle, and you already kind of know what you're aiming towards, whether it be as far as your investment, whether it be the S&P 500, whether it be the Magnificent Seven, which is like Apple, Google, Tesla, Nvidia, things like that. Plenty of channels where you could go and learn deep about that. I don't recommend turning it into a whole thing. Just make sure you do enough research so that you're very confident about what you chose. So that's step 4. And then step 5 is the grind. Step 5 is to grind and add time, right? We're gonna grind and we're gonna just repeat it. Rinse and repeat. All of those steps, rinse and repeat. So we grind, we made that little extra money. We put as much as that we can into the investment. We grind, make some extra money. We put that into the investment. So I'm really trying to put this down, lay it down for you so that you can really have no questions as far as what the concept is, because beforehand I was just sort of like talking theoretically, but now I'm putting it all into play to where you can see the play. And you can either just enjoy what I'm doing because I'm doing this myself, or you can participate and see how you feel about it. And I really hope we get some participation, because I want to look up and hear people saying, I started that a year ago, and now I have $500, $5,000, $10,000 building up for me, because those investments, they appreciate and they depreciate. They go up and down. So you're going to be able to benefit from that. It depends on what you chose. You might chose something that's not that good. You got to be careful on what you choose, because if you choose the right thing, and that's why I don't give advice with that, you got to choose that right thing for yourself. And if you choose the right thing, you're going to ride the appreciation. And I gave you some good tips that I'm willing to say. S&P 500 is pretty strong. They take the best 500 companies. If something isn't the best, it falls out of that 500, they replace it with something else that's on the rise. So they do the work for you. Look into that, because they have ETFs that ride on the S&P 500. Look into that. And just really take your time and apply that energy, which is the grind, and just be very consistent. You're gonna fall off sometime. Emergencies happen, things happen where you're gonna have to pause your efforts, but get right back into it when you can, all right? Because this is an ongoing, long journey. It's not a get rich quick. It's not about getting rich. It's about retiring or whatever your why was, okay? You might end up saying, hey, my why was a vacation. I was able to take my family on a vacation, and this is what we did. That would feel really good to hear that. Your why might be, I wanted to buy a car, so this helped me able to get that little extra I needed for either the down payment or I bought it outright. Maybe your why is, I wanted to buy a house. I wanted to, it was always hard to save and get that down payment, because listen, when you build up these accounts, you don't even have to sell out of them. You could borrow against them. Okay, now listen to me now, because you can add a step here. There's a bonus step for the ones all the way in the back that can catch on to what I'm saying. The key is to not sell. The key is to borrow. So when you borrow, it's not a tax event. I'm not giving you advice. Go talk to a CPA about that. Because if you do it the wrong way, then that's on you. But if you borrow against it, a loan isn't a taxable event, and you can pay it back and keep your investment. Guess what you just created? You just created a bank for yourself, your own personal bank with your name on it. You can borrow from it and pay it back. Borrow from it and pay it back. That's much better than going to those cash companies that give you a $600 loan at 300%. Like, let's cut them out. We're gonna build that ourselves. You could definitely do this for $600. You could get that. You could build that up relatively quickly. But I think a lot of these places have, a lot of these apps, stock apps, have a minimum. You gotta do your research and figure out which one you're choosing that has a minimum to where you get that minimum, and now you can borrow from it, and then you can pay it back. You're not paying the company not making any money off of you. You paying yourself back. You paying that loan back that you borrowed from yourself. Keywords that are strong here. All right. So, I mean, I'm sure they have their own fees, but it's changed. You're paying your loan back to yourself. So, and you could do that with a lot of different products. You could do this whole play with a lot of different products, a lot of different investing products. So, you could do it with whole life stock. You could do it with, whole life insurance policies. I mean, you could do it with stock. You could do it with Bitcoin. And yeah, I said it. I said Bitcoin. Get used to that. That ain't going nowhere. Even if Bitcoin goes somewhere, crypto not going nowhere. So do your research on that. XRP right now is going up through the ceiling. I'm not recommending you buy right now, because you don't buy at the top. You don't buy the green candles. You buy the red candles. So that's with everything. You buy it on the bad day where it don't feel good, because that's when you're getting it at a discount. And then on the green days, that's when it's up. All right. So I've taken classes to trade, but I don't trade because I'm a long-term holder. I'm on the plan of, I'm gonna borrow from it. I'm not gonna sell it. Don't sell your assets. You can do what you want to with your assets, but I'm not gonna sell my assets. I'm trying to build them up. I think that I said plenty here. I think now we got it down on wax as far as the steps and how the plan look. Someday I may put a nice little bow, nice little wrap up present in the bow, make it look good for presentation purposes. But right now, it's all about the grind, and we don't got no time. I'm looking for the soldiers out here that's just gonna get their hands dirty and get to it, right? So they all don't care how this come across, as long as the information comes across. So that's who I'm talking to. All right. So everybody else that won't listen because my thumbnail isn't popping or I'm not talking the way they want me to talk, they might miss it. That's fine. But somebody out there is going to hear this out. Whether you do it or not, you might tell somebody else. They might decide. That might be for them. So I'm just trying to get the word out, trying to help. That's my purpose. I feel like that is my purpose, to help. Okay? So that's what I'm trying to do. Thank you for listening. I'm going to check my directions so I don't drive too far past my stop, because I'm on my grind. Are you on yours? Thank you. Have a good day.